Everybody, welcome back to Jimmy as Promo, and today I will be sharing with you guys the settings that I have set up for my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, which allows me to get on average right around 5 days battery use. So as of right now, we're sitting at 51% left, which still gives us 2 days and 9 hours. If we go inside of the watch settings, take a look at the battery, you'll be able to notice that we've been using it for 2 days and 1 hour. So if you add these two numbers up, it equals 4 days and 10 hours, which is right around 4.5 days. Now again, I state 5 days average because some weeks I get 4.5 days, other weeks I get 5.5 days. It really just kind of depends on what all is coming through the watch. Now as of right now, currently, there is a pretty good sale going on if you guys are interested in the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. So really quick, if you guys take a look at Samsung.com or just take a look at the link below the video inside the description, you'll be able to save up to $240 if you have a trade-in of a already watch that you have. So if you have a Samsung watch, if you have an Apple Watch, if you have the Series 7, Series 6, or if you have the Galaxy Watch 4 or Galaxy Watch 3, you can save up to $240 off of this watch. So this way you'd be able to get everything you need to have, as well as a extensive, amazing 5-day battery use. Now, the first thing I want to cover is one that is common sense. So first, take a look at the watch face you're using. Is this one overly bright? Is there a lot of colors? Is there a animated GIF going across it? Is there little videos being played? So the one that I am using right now, this one is called Infoboard. If I take a look right over here, you just want to search for Infoboard. It's just one of those main little watch faces that's already just kind of sitting in here somewhere. I think it's inside of Informative. Now, as example, this health one right here that has a lot of yellow, that's going to take up a lot of battery just because it's filling up the entire watch face. Same thing with this one here. Same thing with this one here. There's a lot of them that has the black background, which is going to do really well for you. This one right here is going to take up a little bit more battery life. So if you're noticing you're getting about 3.5 or 4 days, then you just want to take a look first at the watch face. Now, after you get that watch face all set up, again, mine is called Infoboard. It's one that I love. It gives you a lot of really good details. Now let's go through the watch settings themselves. So first off, the next one you want to take a look at is going to be your notifications, because sometimes you get notifications being pushed to your watch for applications that are really not that important. Also, when you go through a bunch of these, you don't need the notifications anyways, and a lot of them don't even have notifications. So if you notice that a lot of mine are off, it's because most of them don't even have notifications at all. But when you take a look at a few of them, maybe there are some that you want to come to your phone, but you don't need to go to your watch. Now, those are the ones that you do want to turn off, because sometimes you do want to get notified on things, but they're not important enough to go into the watch themselves to, illuminate the display, make you turn your wrist, turn it on, things like that. So sometimes you maybe get a ton of messenger notifications and you're always going to reply from your phone anyways, then this is one that you can actually even turn off. So this way, if it's coming through, it's going to be wasting the battery of your watch, when really you can just go on your phone itself. But I don't have a lot of messenger notifications, so I'm going to keep mine turned on. So that's one example, is look for one that is super important to get every notification coming through your wrist. But for the other ones, you just want to make sure you turn them off. So this way, again, you are saving your battery life. Now, next up is going to be with the sound and vibration. Now, this is one where when I first had the watch, I had my duration as short and then the intensity strong. So this is the way it's been set up for the first half life of my watch. The second half life of my watch, I put it into light. I realized I could actually save a little bit of battery life just by having the intensity of the vibration of the watch go a little bit lighter than what it was from before. Now, sometimes you might have gone through and maybe you went strong and you went long. That's what she said. So anyways, with this one right here, you are able to save battery life by going shorter and lighter, which is just, again, makes a lot of sense. You don't have to have so much going on from the battery vibrating the watch for longer periods of time, and also a little bit lighter to save you, again, a little bit of battery life. Now, the reason why this still works is because your wrist is very, very sensitive, so it will pick up anything short and light. Now, next up is going to be the display. So you can see right here that I do have auto brightness on. The display is up quite a bit. So if I was to pull this on down, swipe it on over, you can see that my brightness is pretty bright currently. I have a lot of light that's being shined on the watch currently. So basically, yes, my auto brightness is turned on. The always on display is turned off. This is a massive one. So if you have always on display turned on, then you're just basically wasting your battery life when you're not looking at the wrist. This is one of the main ways to save battery life on the wrist. And just make sure you turn these two settings on right here, touchscreen to wake and raise wrist to wake. So basically, if you're not looking at your wrist, there is no reason for this display to be turned on. So as you turn and rotate your wrist, you can see that the display is off. Once you lift it up to see the time, it's back on. So there's no need for the display to still be on if nobody is looking at it. So when you turn your wrist, you're now able to see the time, the date, notifications. When this is just sitting forward, there's no need to look at anything because you're not looking at your watch. Again, just make sure you turn on that raise wrist to wake and make sure you have the always on display off, because really, why is this thing turned on if you're not looking at the wrist? It doesn't make sense. It's like leaving a TV on in a room that you're not even in. Now, next up will be the screen timeout. So mine is set up as 15 seconds. There's really no need for it to be any longer than 15 seconds. It's more of a glance technology. You're looking at it really quick to see what's going on, and then you kind of move away. It's another way to save battery life on your phone, because if you're looking at your watch just to check the time or date or what notification came through, then you're saving your battery life on your phone as well. And you only really need to have it as 15 seconds. So even if this is just sitting on a table, I get a notification, it's going to turn off after 15 seconds, because if I'm not near it, it doesn't need to be on for that 30 or 1 minute. So again, mine's set at 15 seconds. Now for the next couple things I want to show off, I can't really show it with the phone over here, so I'm going to let you know that inside of my watch here, you guys might be asking questions of, well, what about Bluetooth? What about Wi-Fi? What about NFC? What about your locations? Things like that. So if we take a look at the connections that I have turned on, I have Bluetooth on all the time, Wi-Fi turned on all the time. NFC I currently have off just because I don't really use NFC on this that much at all. So that is how we have set up with the connection. So yes, Bluetooth is on, and also Wi-Fi is on as well. Now the next one I want to show you is going to be dealing with location. So when you take a look at location, some people might be wondering if I have location on. Yes, I do. Also, how accurate is your location? So again, with me getting right around an average of 5 days, I have that improved location accuracy turned on. So yes, basically I have everything to the max when it comes down to the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. When it comes down to locations, I even have the improved location turned on. And then when it comes down to all the connections, I have the Wi-Fi, I have the Bluetooth. I just don't have NFC turned on. That's one way that you can save a little bit of battery life, is turning off that NFC, because it's not always going to be awaiting a NFC connection. I'm not usually going out there with a payment with my watch. I usually always do my payments with either my physical card, cash, or with my cell phone. So that's everything I wanted to share with you guys with the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, which allows me to get right around 5 days battery use every single week. So I shared with you all of the tips for notifications, especially with the sounds and vibrations. If you have it on vibrate, you can actually make it short and also a little bit lighter. With the display, you don't want to have that always on display on. You just want to turn on that raise wrist to wake and just have it for right around 15 seconds. Every time you look at your wrist, you'll be able to see your little notifications, things like that. I also do have, again, my location on, my connections on, things like that. So hopefully this has helped you out, and I wanted to share everything that I had settings wise for the Watch 5 Pro to get 5 days use. If you guys appreciated this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the very bottom left hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.